good stuff, man. That's pretty cool. But I gotta keep it at 100. I gotta keep it 100. What the fuck out of here, man? Bullshit.
What the goal of the billionaire class is to remake the world as a digital simulation, really, to deconstructualize, to steal life. It's an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit and
a world full of love and peace.
Damn right. What's gonna happen?
That's my decision. Is the war with this beast.
Which one?
Those melodies, poems, and beats. When the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. In the right glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly. Bringing in a new ray. Real of doing things is done. I don't hear what you say. Don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside.
Yeah.
And if you haven't done the shadow work, and left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. That's my decision. It's the war with this beast.
Oh my God.
Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. These Mola worshiping pedophiles wanna feed out children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. That's my decision. It's the war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm sad, I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released from prison with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beach cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is a war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, tones, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
like it's a
What's good? What's good?
And they're
I'm gonna turn this light. I'm gonna turn the indoor light on. I was waiting for a few more people to come in.
So excited that this is happening, and I equate it to like the golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into
To learn
a
us.
robotic simulation that is under their
Well, to learn y'all. Shit, they can learn from me. I know they think they can. Biggest mistake. For those who don't know, Hitler really said that, which they tried to debunk going back about 10, 15 years. When he said, when they have the real J-O-O-S, whatever you want to call it, Jews, whatever. You know what he was saying, and he did say it. Don't listen to idiots. He never said that. It's not in Mein Kampf. First of all, who published Mein Kampf? Stop listening to these friggin' idiots, all right? Please stop. And me being half German, all right? I should know what the hell I'm talking about.
Shot down, who am I but shot town. You young fool, I'm too fly to just light out. Blue sky, but high ground. The crown slash on me. So my crowd still spit. Heavy side down, my evil sheep building. Now they down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the future in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked it, caused my hand, I dealt it. Felt the vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. It bust off on some righteous and velvet shit. So radiant, I keep it dark and welded. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real, monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars.
He must at the gym today too.
All I did was fight, I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly zone, haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the still a hand, but we're villain man. It's not cyber shield, I'm turtle sheet. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scan us, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to an eye. Chase a high, drink paper or bro. You stagnated, while I straight evolve. At a ring, I'm dating space AC, y'all. Busters stuck in the cage, face off. After the shape, the stages of fate. It's fraud.
Hey Tom, what's up, baby? Had to block another dummy. You think they learn by now? Obviously, they don't know how to learn. They don't know how to learn. And there's the ones who like to listen and actually hear something that may be beneficial or relevant. I mean, a cinnamon muffin. I mean, whoa. And I got on my lap and everything. I gotta bring the old dirt devil out and that thing was good. Yeah, I know how to chew tobacco and eat. I do, actually.
I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people, old people too.
So I know how to do it, you know. I've been doing it most of my life, actually.
Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah. Only down on y'all. Feathers up.
We're gonna start here in a minute. About this or that. It's John of Wax. It's a big fact.
Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Bow, Big Mac. Whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. Now see through the side eyes. Looking past the sci-fi. Third eye game, shake ups. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying that. From the skybox, you got a stroke on your pillow.
I'm gonna take it in kind of early tonight. You know, I learned that the Starlink, I was scrolling shorts and you popped up. Yeah, they're not sharing, you know, I don't know why. But my Starlink, my mini Starlink, because the business, they're using some strong stuff. I don't know what it is. So if I was to go over there and put it way over there, this business and the one that's over there would still cause interference with the Starlink. So I don't know, like, now if I have the mini Starlink. I don't have the big one. I have the big one's like, I have the mini Starlink. It still works, you know. You remember I was at the campground, right? After about 5 minutes, it really picked up. Now this one, it can work, but it gets so hot, and the wattage that it uses, that's why I got to get a lithium battery, you know. It draws. It's not, I mean, it's 14 hours, you know, if I was to leave it. Anywhere between 8-14, depending on if it's searching or if I'm using it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up, Lloyd? What's up? Whatever this shit, what's going on? What's happening, Agadoi? What's happening? I ain't gonna play music that long because I just want to talk about a couple of things and get off of here. I was supposed to read today, but I got 6 hours. I think 6 hours of work tomorrow, so I got to be there about 4 to 10 or something like that. And then Friday, and then Fridays are early one. I gotta look at the schedule again. But so I was supposed to tomorrow be doing the second part of fiberglassing. I will actually do it Friday. Even though I didn't work most of last week, I got one day, and before that I got a whole week, so I got about 3 or 4 days of work, and so it'll be a little check. It'll be gas money, you know, and I get a couple of paychecks from different things. But you see the thing there. I got a lot of people and relatives, New York, Jersey, blah, blah, blah. We're going to talk about there. Every generation has idiots. Sadly, we can't dismiss the old folks who are idiots that betrothed us with what's going on. Nor the ones before that. And I'm tired of this baby boomer X shit and all the X generation. The reason why it's X is because we were the last to have real good food, whole food, without all the narratives and labels, where the experiments would be seen if they work, and then they would be pushed on the millennial or these new generations. They call millennials, you call yourselves YNs and everything else or whatever, which is just foolish. And a good friend of mine who was a deep inbred racist from his family, a Klan member, right? He was working out, we was talking, we was chatting. He's multi-millionaire and married to a melanated woman and beautiful children, grandbabies. He says, after listening to you talk and a few other things, he says, it's not surprising because if you talk about racism on any platform, real racists don't have a problem. They don't hate so-called black folk. He says, but it's coming to knowledge that there are many fake Jews or Zionists moving in the orders. They are the ones, the Karens and the Kens, who proliferate and create a false narrative of hate. They will say, who are we going to pick this time? They'll look for somebody who has a lot, famous or rich, or they'll look for somebody who is important as far as the demography of working, who is far detached. If you go back and look at the people who are lynched, it just wasn't everybody. And as far as the Republic and what they call the Republican Party, before the Republican Party, the Republic, we governed it all. There are pictures that show you us in the Congress. All the presidents before then, none of them were light-skinned. None. Washington, George Washington, and so on. None of them. Hamilton. Look at the names and look at the people in the world. None of them. Until after Lincoln was assassinated and murdered. All right? And the first ladies and some of them being the first men, seriously, when after the Renaissance period, if you just take the time, you will see it. Our people have been fooled, and the churches, the religious orders, played a major role. Open that checkbook. Let's see what you got this week. And Maggie, thank you for the $20 snake oil salesman, especially after the Rockefellers took over. You know what I mean? As far as medicine and destroying the natural crops and herbs and everything like that. And every generation has idiots. So New York, you have a lot of firstborn and foreigners in the police department. They are being trained and taught to be very disrespectful. And that is not what law enforcement is about. This is the kettle of them being taught that, because the Zionists know that if the people were to turn on the police would never survive it. Not one of them. I don't care if they're ex-military, this, that, and other. Some are seeing it and they're getting out. If y'all really study and see the pattern, but when you give people a good paycheck, the different lifestyle live, and you take them and you make them sort of an order where they interact amongst themselves, they pick a bar, they pick workout places, and they're the number, they detach themselves from the very existence that allow them to be in the professions, so-called professions, which they're not, that they are moving in. But intelligence is lacking. So when I heard my brother saying this ex-racist, this ex-Klansman, he says it makes all the sense now, because they used to bring all the beer, and we have the weed and the coke and the ecstasy. Man, we used to party, and everything was about hating niggas. And he says, remember books, they would show us like 10 millennials saying, some of them would say, yeah, we don't care that niggas, but we know some, a lot of them are originally from here. We're gonna make war against those fuckers. They're waking up. He says they were, and those are the things that caught him, and a few others. They weren't about that. They started to realize that some of these people, when they started digging, They weren't who they were saying they weren't who they was saying they were. You'll never see those who are controlled by them, or those groups that are running around in secret playing these races, who have been allowed to do it by this fake government. All right? You'll never see them interact on certain platforms and posts. The Klansmen will turn on their own if they know a black man that is more worthy than them, and tell them, that nigga is more worthy than you fucking white niggas. They'll tell them, y'all better not touch my blackie. And he's keeping them protected. And people don't even get it. They hear the racist content and the misnomers and everything else. But you'll never see the other ones, the fake Jewish ones, or the Zionists. I don't want to disrespect the people who religiously really practice, because y'all don't know. The religious Jews over in Palestine who are against all this shit, they beat them. They kick them. Oh, they lock them up. They torture them. Y'all don't know that? Most of them worthless ass Jews you see running around on land, a lot of them are Zionists. I have no respect for them. None. They don't have respect of existence, especially the converts. But that's my personal endeavor. I'm not here to speak more on that. I'm just pointing out certain things that you may be able, Israel training a lot of them, Lloyd. I just wanted to point that out. Now the other thing is, you still have family members who are staunch and they want to stand by the lie of history. You still have Jamaicans who, when they talk Rastafari, they say Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie wasn't no fucking Rastafari. He wasn't no Maroon. Not at all. So I don't get it. I don't know what they're smoking or what's got some of them stuck. No, there are many down there. I've met them who up in the hills and the mountaintops in Jamaica and other places that know that's their land. They know the ancient stories, you know. In Haiti, you got a lot of Africans that went there. We're not talking about the original. They're taken up here and everywhere else. They went over there and mingled with the people. In ignorance, they subjugated. But there were those who stayed away. They didn't get jabbed up or nothing. And they still exist. But you don't get to see them because they refuse to show themselves. The smartest thing I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Yo, Grand Rising. What's up, Antic? What's up, Aqua? How you doing? Now, I'm only pointing this out because I think it's beneficial. You see what I'm saying? I think it's very beneficial. I think it can help when you're researching some information and when you're looking at things. And a lot of people want to lean on their emotions and their feelings. All right, I said, don't do that. Do not become quasi an emotion and a feeling. Do not get into the stair trip of this, that, and the other. Don't do it. But practicality, I have met so many people here. I met brothers who were farmers. And listen to me. I done met some really, really good people over the last few days. And you know me. I'm not the bad guy, but I am not the good guy. Now, I mean, I'm good for a few wives and all that other stuff. Absolutely. We never used the term wives anyway. I'm absolutely good for them. Protect her and all that. And we'll give them my everything. Yet, as far as you stand in front of me and you're talking, and I'm not interested, I'll entertain you to the point where you realize that you're just entertaining me. I'll make sure you see it. I don't have to be smug and all that other stuff. You'll feel it. You well know. The guy today, he was talking and running his mouth, and here I am doing CPR, and I'm like, the nerve. And I gave him that feeling, like, the fucking nerve, bro. But I didn't give him a look. I was like, if you watch, you think I'm interested. No flinching in the eyes, and no raising of the eyebrows, no looking to the, and all that. Just, you're gonna know. He got it. And I don't mind having a conversation, but you are not going to preoccupy me because of fiat and this, that, and the other. Some really believe in their existence of lies. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing or a good thing. It's just a reality. We had a young lady from the East Coast. She was working with us, and then all of a sudden, after a week or two, week and a half, she had to go. Man, they tried to hold on to her. Yeah. I thought somebody was pushing me. Okay, the excuse was that the police were harassing. She was staying on the property. So right off the back, I had already researched everything. Now, there's no law. Ordinances don't mean shit if you're in the right place. Now, if you own property and you've got permission, or there's overflow and people utilize it, you're not doing drinking and drugging and all that other stuff, you're okay. The BLMs, you can go where it's free, where you can be whatever, and then you have the plant sites to stand up to 14, half of a month, 14 to 16 days. You can be right there. Some places have electricity and all that kind of stuff. But she was in the back, out of the way, and this goofy ass cop kept harassing her. Now, she's a good looker, all right, built like a sister. And this idiot kept going back to, with this worthless ass, because they lie so much, that she was disturbing. Wait a minute. I looked at the homes and the fence. I looked at the property. I've heard the dog bark, a little tiny dog. And I've walked on the other side, and you can't hear nothing. Now, remember, you got these worthless motherfuckers, these rich motherfuckers that never done nothing but sit up in the house, and their faces are glued to, Fox or the liberals, a lot of majority, or CNBC and NBC, and that's all they know. And they're smug, and they look at everything and go, oh, there's so-and-so again. Oh, there's that vehicle. That, worried about homeless people. And a lot of people aren't homeless. This is our home. This is the ignorance of them. Now, is it some Bolshevicism? I don't know. It could be a circle of people on a circle herka-jerk where they talk this kind of stuff. So she didn't like the harassment. She's had some trauma. I never asked, and nobody else did. You can almost imagine it. But she left. She's going to California. This guy she's going to marry for whatever reason. I don't know. That's none of my business. I'm not here to talk about that. We don't have HIPAA, but I have my own form of HIPAA and secrecies. I wish she would have stayed. All of us did, because she's really good. She worked Planet Fitness on the East Coast, and she's really, really, really sweet person. You know what I mean? But there are laws and there are rules, and she was permitted. Now, this individual came and attempted to tell me so-and-so on this and that, and I was like, that don't matter. And the city ordinances are not law. You can't trump law with policies and procedures that have nothing to do because of your pathetic training, and then exact them as if something, because you want revenge because you're emotionally unstable, then you shouldn't be wearing the badge and the uniform, the costume. But then there are those who know, and they move in that. They know they're not dealing with a criminal, and they know they're not dealing with a psychotic individuals. But sometimes you have these bad seeds. You got to remember, I worked with and trained a lot of guys that became police officers and hung out with them and drank with them even afterwards, amongst them, and respected. And I respect them, but they will let me know who the bad guys were. And I would actually walk up and say, don't ever confront me. I would tell them. They were, I said, we just come to the, gymnasium and get in the fucking ring. We cut through all that. That was respected too. Because, there are those who will get in the ring with you. Now, don't get it twisted. All right? So don't get all, yeah. But there are those. I think they should be vetted more. I don't think they should be hired. Just like I think people playing sports, if there's guys who are in, enhancements and stuff like that, I don't think they should be allowed to play in sports. I think it should be for the natural individuals to go ahead and do these things. And if that's not the case, then you see what I'm saying? Now, other than that, that's a whole nother dynamic. You dig what I'm saying? I have my thoughts about things, but it doesn't mean that they're the answer. But when it comes to abiding by certain laws and things like that, I think the laws should be applied appropriately, and nothing else. Not your emotion, not your feeling, not how, because you're hurting this, that, and the other. And I really think that the police going to her maybe once, twice, maybe 3 times, and after being told by the manager, oh, it's all right, she's got permission, you can't mess with somebody at a gym. You keep it moving. Unless you smell meth and crack and burning down shit and stumbling around drunk, or that's a whole nother dynamic. Is that public? Not really. Especially depending upon the day, So we lost a good worker. Because by her statements of the arrogance and ignorance of those who would abuse the badge and the uniform. Now, we're in a time when that is the case. Just like so-called soldiers allowed to kill innocent civilians, our people don't do that. Many have committed suicide because of those actions that are kept under grab, because you know who's controlling the government. But you mean tell me they control the soldiers too? Well, if they control the police like that, how can you say that you're American and you believe in America first? What lie? What grandiose ideology? Or were you groomed and put in that position because the agenda was to be fulfilled? Then if people start seeing that for what it is, how will the people start moving? Hit the like, please, instead of just listening. I appreciate it. And then I'll stop with that. I can carry that on any other day, maybe in a podcast. All right? Now, the other one that I wanted to discuss, there's plenty more to that one, but if they're not going to I'm not going to keep going on. I have so much more to share, and I can save it. It doesn't go nowhere. I won't forget. Now, the other one. You can be a good guy, and sometimes being a good guy, you got to do some bad things. It's sad, I know, but we're in a time when that's justified, depending on. Is it morally sound? Will it assist in the benefiting of so-called America or the people in it? It's questionable, right? But we're in that time where it's plausible. Sometimes bad things have to be done. I am about balance. All right? Now, about exercise and diet and working out. It's not that eating sweets and all that is bad for you, because there's a number of countries where they eat sweets like crazy and this, that, and they don't have diabetes and they're not fat and cancer ain't popping all over them. There's a video I'm uploading, probably to the group, to members only, where it talks about the old message with them talking about how they'll slowly poison and da. And you see that very thing happening. Now, are those who are disciplined and groomed not to partake in that? Absolutely. All right? Absolutely. Say, what's going on, Sean? What's up, mama? Ringer on the team. You're goddamn right. And if you're going to be healthy, be conscious healthy first. Okay? Be conscious healthy. All right? Health, yes. Some say it starts in the kitchen, and I'm bullshit. I bullshit? I bullshit? I love that little kid. That little youngin'. No. It starts here. No matter what's been happening, frequencies and all that other stuff. I always say if you know it, Are you going to sit there and just allow them to run over you, or are you going to allow yourself to run over the bullshit? Know that things are bad and change it, and clear this to have a space of integrity. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can work out, you can run, but make sure that your body's getting the proper oxygen. Make sure that you realize that what you thought benefited you before, if it hasn't in that short little spurt you've had, then stop it and do something different. And then go back and see if you can apply that, because sometimes you have to do things like a puzzle. Put certain pieces in position first. Then, because you can put all the middle together, but if you don't have the right, you know what I'm saying, the frame of it, is the picture actually upside down, or is it the painting that has been cut out into a puzzle giving the illusion of being upside down? And therefore, when you do it upside down and you're trying to put everything upside right as far as the frame, nothing is fitting. So sometimes you have to circumvent, because the wheel was always made, right? And you don't have to make the wheel better, but sometimes you got to say, well, I need to make it to the proper specs. You know, so you're going to get the right, what you call it on the die, the razor, you're going to have the right distance, the gap, and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes you got to go and pull some things out and take a good look at the picture, right? And say, that wasn't working. Let's try something a little different. And it don't take forever. It doesn't take forever. Remember that. All right? And if you got to listen to that again, listen to it again. It's not complicated. Okay? But other than that, I just want to let y'all know I had a grand evening. I talked a little shit at the job. It might be taken personal, right? But it wasn't. You can live a lie, you can stay in the lie, or you can free yourself from the lie and live. The lie's going to be there, by or around it, but you don't have to delve into it. And you don't have to correct everybody else's fallacies. You don't have to. It's not your position or my position or anybody else's position. You dig what I'm saying? Take the time, allow yourself to acclimate, move in a direction that you benefit from, not one that benefits from you, whether in a deplorative state, raised, or in your ascension, you know, the coming forth, okay? They can't change the inevitable, especially when you walk outside of the inevitable. A riddle. I'll be happy to see one of you one day figure out the relationship between the dragon and the wolf. I also noticed, last thing, somebody put a video up, and I don't know if I reshared it or not, and the brother was something like, man, it's funny, and he's got followers like 1 million, and the brother's cool. He says it's funny. I could be a racist, and I could spew hate, and y'all will throw money at me like I'm retarded. But the moment I start speaking real shit, positive, I cut out a lot of the language and this, that, and other, y'all, the trickle-down effect just dries up like a lake bed, the lake becoming a desert. And he's absolutely right. That should be telling y'all something. I can go out here and be racist and smack up some pale skinned kids and this, that, and other. It's causing self-pain even in their ignorance. And legitimize it because of certain words or terms that show that I was weak, but nobody will see it that way because everybody's weak. So they will accept the reaction, the physical and all that, and be like, man, throw that about some money. That's why a lot of these racists and all them are getting damn near 500,000 in a week or 2 weeks. We're going to support the white sister and yeah, white power and yeah. Oh, so what? She used the N-word. So what? She got smacked. Let's make sure. Well, no. Those of us give knowledge, share a little bit of shit, give you some facts, and tell you to research it for yourself. It's like, fuck us. Fuck us royally. Unless we have that following where people appreciate it and they go, yo, sister, this brother deserves this. No, I always express what I'm doing, and I ask, and I tell you, that way y'all are part of it. Just like I said, the land purchases. I opened a bank account, nobody wanted to donate, and then somebody came along, I got land, and he put it all over YouTube. Then he wanted to evict us because he knew we saw ugly. But you can't evict somebody who's not a renter. I wasn't going to sit there arguing. I wanted to get the fuck far away from him as possible. You know, T's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? We don't carry each other. We misinterpret. We say things and we don't know, or we hear things and we don't ask to have clarity. We all think we know everything. I'm here to tell you, nobody, none of you know everything or anything about nothing. You're learning. I'm not the catalyst to wake you up either. If you're here, that means you're already woke. I'm not into woke movements and shit. I'm still searching for certain truths. And that's all that is. And I don't like certain things. My dislike for something shouldn't affect nobody unless they're that goddamn weak. You know, don't forget, I do have the story to tell. Man. You know? Sharon, I'll go back from the beginning. Yeah, everybody needs good, man. Yeah. And sometimes the puzzle is tossed in the air and lands how it will land. You still got to put it together, beloved. It's good. Salutations always. Too many only see negatives instead of looking for the... Yeah, I know. Max, what's up? Whatever that shit, what's going on? I got here. I know, I hate that, Lloyd. It's just, and it's sad. You know what I mean? It's the control, bro. It's just, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Anyway, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna shut it down. I got me a fat ass turkey sourdough sandwich and some sea salt popcorn. And I'm going to watch a couple of these wonderful little movies and laugh my ass to sleep, I guess. Like I said, I got to start off an early day. I got to hit the gym. I need the fiberglass, the last two parts, so I got to go pick up another little mini roller and paintbrush at Ace Hardware or something like that. I don't know where the closest one is around here. Hopefully I don't have to try, because I'm not going to fill the tank up until Friday. I hope there's one close by where I get one at. Otherwise, I'll be waiting for the weekend to do it. All right? And I'll record that too. I haven't put it together yet, and I'll InShot that and put it together and share with you guys. I got some workout videos or two to share with you guys. All right? Be free, baby. Be free, baby. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys. There's no great I, no lesser you. All right? I'm gonna holler at you guys tomorrow AM. That's funny. I just made myself some sea salt. Yo, I'm about to hit it. I'm about to hit it. I'll get with you guys tomorrow, all right? Damn right. Well, that gonna fuck some heads up.